So we're back. So this is going to be the last part of this demonstration. I might do two different types of things here though. So I'm going to go ahead and print, let's see, I'll probably do 4 prints, but we'll do this slightly different. So just to make the recording, not take forever, we'll probably do this a little bit differently. And I've got my inks all laid out here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start inking up. So with these inks, these are the Caligo Safe Wash inks. Okay, they're very smooth inks, I've noticed. They're really beautiful inks. My one criticism of them is that they're slick. And when I mean that they're slick, I mean that I had problems printing for my demo in class because the ink was so slick that the roller was pulling the paper off of the plate before it was even under the roller, because this was so slick. So I'm not like really happy about that, because it just makes it kind of difficult to print using these jigs. I was having a little bit of problems with the jig as well, because it was slightly higher than the plate, and so the pressure wasn't getting even on my plate as well as I'd like to. So, but we're gonna print this. Let's see. I'm not sure how I want to do this. If I want to do this all at once, or if I want to break it up into 2 sections. So I'm gonna do 2 different things. Okay, I'm gonna take my first print. I'm gonna take my jig, put this over here. I want to make sure that it's the same orientation every time that I do this. And for students, they struggle a lot with getting the pressure right, and so do I sometimes, but I wrote down for this for unmounted, and I'll do the same for mounted. So mounted is the roller is going to be higher. So this means up 4 and around 10. So up 4 notches, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost to 5, and I can see the 10. Same with this one. This happened to be the same. Up 4 notches and then around to the 10. Okay, so that's what this means. On this press, I've got it for mounted, and I'll do it for unmounted as well, so that you can kind of interchange these and not have to worry too much. And use that as a guide. That's not going to be perfect. Sometimes you always gotta tweak it one way or another. Okay. So I'm going to do a few different prints, but I'm just going to do the one for now. Okay. Place this in the jig. Make sure that I have contact. Well, this one's not perfect. This one's a little bit off. I'm going to use a different sheet here. There we go. And I'm not using a blanket for this. And I haven't checked this pressure, I just set it. But it's relatively light. We don't want the pressure to be, it's not an etching plate where we're pushing the ink or the paper into the grooves. I think I can go a little tighter than that. So I might even just kind of rotate this. Give it a little half turn. It's close. Okay, so that tells me also that it's probably lighter pressure on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead. I don't want to do too much pressure though, because I don't want to squish the linoleum. So we'll do one more, see if that's a little bit better. And once we get that pressure, we should be good to go. Now I don't want to use a ton of ink, right? I use my senses, especially with ink. I just really want to listen and hear what the ink is doing. If I hear a sizzly, crackly sound, then it's too much ink. I just want like a nice kind of smooth sizzle. I don't want a crackle, if that makes sense. I have no idea if that's even makes much sense, but I guess over time, you know, it really starts to stand out as a way of figuring out how much ink is on your plate. Okay, and this registration is not meant to be perfect. You know, the type of image that I was doing was not a very strict image in terms of requiring very tight registration. It might still be a little bit loose. That's better. Okay, so I pulled it off from this section. So I'm going to give this another little turn there. Okay, so I might adjust these just so people don't have to mess around too much. So I've moved on to my next color, this light blue, and I'm gonna keep kind of breaking up this video, so I might skip around from color to color just to shorten the time. But I want you to be able to see each layer as it's being printed. So we'll do this next. Okay, so you can see where the colors are interacting there, the blue and the yellow. Yeah, so that's coming out pretty well. Okay, and you can see some of the blue in that one. Now, as I said before, if I used a blanket, I would be able to pull out a lot more of these layers where I've cut. You know, I could intentionally try to use my brayer and really ink those sections up if I wanted to. And if I used a blanket, an etching blanket, then I'd be much more likely to pull up some of those textures. Okay. I did even add a little bit more pressure to the press. So I think I've got it now though, where it's really nice, pulling nice prints. I don't know what happened there though. Must be a little star part in that. Oh yeah, there's a little star somewhere, right there. Yeah, a little blue star. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, so this is my key plate. This is the black one. And some nice effects there. I'm having a few little misprint things, like that's starting to lift off. This would be much better if they had time to rest and to dry in between layers, but you know, we're kind of in a rush. Also, this jig, the registration is not perfect with this because this jig is, like, my paper is slightly different from sheet to sheet, and so I'm slightly overlapping this edge a little bit sometimes. So it's not as registered as accurately as it could be. But it's pretty dang close. That's not bad. Got some kind of nice little effect going on with this one. Yeah, not too bad. Now I'm going to show you one more technique that might be of interest as well. Now you can see I printed these in order, and there's more color interaction with this one, with the yellow. You can see more of it. That could just be because the pressure was changing in between prints. Not sure. But you can see it kind of changes a little bit from print to print. So I'm gonna try something real quick, and I'll meet you back in just a second. Okay, so we're back for the last little bit here. Then we're gonna do some cleanup, and I just wanted to show you. I'm gonna try printing this in a little bit of a different method. So I have each of my blocks inked up. I just went through and inked them up. It didn't take very long, you know, now that I have all my inks out. And we're gonna try something a little bit different here. I'm gonna get my print there, and I'm gonna get a piece of tape. This is low adhesive tape, this blue tape. So let's see, maybe I might go a little bit larger just in case. And I'm gonna set this in place. I don't like that side. I don't like this piece. There we go. And once I have that in place, I'm gonna tape it. Okay. Now we're gonna run this through. Using my yellow first. And then I'm just going to take my paper, swing it up, replace it with my blue. You know, this might be fun to try and alternate colors. You know, maybe I want to switch up the order that I'm printing these to see what kind of effect it has. Could be fun. I'm not sure how happy I am with the colors, but this isn't really a print that I want to go into doing a bunch of different stuff for it. You know, I just kind of wanted this as a demo. So there's the blue, the light blue. Now we'll go to the dark blue. So the ink is building up. Yeah, so I've got a few layers, and so the ink is starting to build up a little bit more because I'm not giving them time to kind of rest in between layers. But that's kind of the sacrifice. But the registration might be a little bit better with this. Take off my tape, and there we go. It's kind of another way that you could approach printing this. Let's see, I'm not sure. I think the quality is there. I mean, the registration's a little bit tighter, I think. I probably should be wiping these out in between a little bit, you know, but yeah, I think I might do that for the edition. This is probably my best print though so far, so yeah, that's another way you can do it. You can ink them all up, put them in, and tape your plate. So okay, let's talk about the cleanup. Okay, so I'm probably gonna print a few more of these. Let's see what time it is. 5 o'clock. Yeah, I'm probably gonna print a few more so I'm not wasting this ink that I already have out, and I've got some paper still cut, so I'm just gonna do it and be done with this image. But when I'm done, if I have this ink contaminated at all, I don't want to put it back in there. So you want to wrap it up with either aluminum foil or some wax paper. That'll work fine, and it'll save for a couple of weeks probably. I'm finding with these oil-based inks, tin foil might be the way to go, because I'm seeing some oil bleed through here that I don't really want. These rollers I want to clean with my roller wash. This is a varnish that is designed to clean these rollers. These rubber rollers, if you use mineral spirits on them, the mineral spirits will start to dry them out, and you know, they get kind of sticky and weird. So I want to use the roller wash. That's what it's meant for. And just go over with a rag, you know, take a rag. I have these, get some roller wash on it, and just wipe this way. Rotate the brayer and just kind of wipe this way. Make sure you get the edges when you're done. You know, it takes some time to clean them properly, but make sure you clean these properly, because we want these to last. They're expensive. You know, well, these ones might not be that expensive, but some of the more high quality ones can cost upwards of $300 to $500. So you want to be careful. Whereas these are $20, you know, but you know, it's all we're on a budget. So with these inks, you take a scraper, take a magazine, scrape off the excess, wipe it on the magazine, and tear off the page when you're done, and then wipe everything down with Simple Green or some Windex will work well. The Windex might actually work on the rollers too, but let's just use the roller wash since we have it. I still have quite a bit left, so we'll just use that. And that's it. Make sure your station is clean. Put your prints on the rack. These inks do take longer to dry, so this might be a little bit of an issue when we're doing our exchanges, but I think we're gonna have to just kind of make do with what we got. So that's it. Hope this was helpful. See you later.